our marriages, the covenant relationship between God entrusted to us, the covenant relationships God entrusted to us are under attack like never before. The statistics of people getting divorced is like almost 60%. And in the Christian homes, people getting divorced is over 55%. That's 1 out of every 2. It's more than 1 out of every 2. It's 2 out of every 3 almost. And we have to realize that our marriages are under attack. The covenant relationships God entrusted to us are under attack. And they're not attacked just from the outside, although that is a crazy attack in our hearts and our lives and our marriage. But often it's from within our own heart. And so we're going to look at some principles on the marriage and how to defend it against Satan, who wants to steal it. Our adversary, the devil, is walking about seeking whom he may devour. And he's looking to steal, because Jesus said that our adversary, the devil, comes as a thief in the night. He's a thief. He comes as a wolf. He comes to steal and to raven and to kill. And that's exactly what he wants to do with our marriages. He wants to steal your wife from you, men. He wants to steal your family from you. And we need to have a true understanding of the battle that's roaring for your marriage and for your family and for your wife. So let's think about a couple things here. First of all, number one, we have a covenant foundation. You see, marriage isn't just a relationship, it's a covenant before God. And so the Bible tells us in Malachi chapter 2, verse 14, yet ye say, wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion, and the wife of thy covenant. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit. And wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed. Therefore, take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. And so, as we consider this challenge of the covenant foundation, we as men need to be challenged. So let's think about that. Are we thinking that our marriage is disposable? Do we think our marriage is something that can be thrown out in the trash? Or is it something that's very sacred? And so I'm asking you a question today. Have you been treating your covenant as a contract with an escape clause? You see, there is no escape clause in the Christian marriage. There is none. If you think there's an escape clause in your Christian marriage, you already taken one step out that door. Okay. So we need to understand that the marriage is a covenant. That's the word covenant means promise between you, your wife, and of course the Lord God. There is no escape clause in that covenant. If there was an escape clause in that covenant, then it couldn't be a covenant. It couldn't be a true covenant. It's a fake covenant. It's a covenant with a contingency. And if there's a contingency in that covenant, how could that be a true covenant? And see, oftentimes men and women are thinking, well, you know what? This don't work out. It's going to have to be divorced. And you see, when you think about that, divorce is on the table. Then that's where the water's going to go. That's where the easiest path for water to find. That's going to be, well, this is how it's going to be. We're going to save it. And we're going to have a correct life. We're going to have to save our marriage, our family, or whatever you're trying to save. And it's like divorce is the answer. And I'm sorry to say, but if that's on the table, if that's part of the contingency in your covenant, then you don't really have a true covenant. You don't have a godly covenant. You got a worldly covenant. And where's the true agape, unconditional commitment love between the husband and the wife? And everybody's going to default that my wife doesn't do this, my wife doesn't do that, my wife. This is how many men default on this contract, this covenant. My wife doesn't take care of me. My wife doesn't help me. My wife isn't my helpmate. She's not my wife. She's just a lady that lives in my house. And we need to get serious to understand exactly what's going on in your heart. You see, the devil, that's our adversary. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8 tells us our adversary, the devil, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. We have an adversary, and his job is to destroy your family. You know how he's going to do that? Stealing your wife. He wants to steal your wife. Are you going to let somebody steal your property? You got some good property in your house. You got some valuable things in your house. You got antique. Maybe some have gold, silver, jewelry. Maybe some have like investments, guns, and weapons. Maybe you got beautiful paintings and artist work. Maybe you got like some nice vehicles in your driveway that are worth a lot of money. And are you just going to leave your car doors unlocked and you're not even have it safe. You're just going to have your stuff laying around. Somebody comes in your house, they could just steal it. That's what the foolish man does. And that's an oxymoron, the word foolish and man, because a man's not going to be foolish. No, you're going to lock up your valuables. You're going to lock up your jewelry. You're going to lock up your guns. You're going to lock up your gold and silver. You're going to lock up your precious stones. You're going to put cameras around your outside of your house. You're going to put the ring cameras out there. You're going to put them in the front. You're going to put them on the back. You're going to put them on the side of the driveway. You're going to get 3 ring cameras. Why? Because you're watching, you're monitoring, you're thinking. Because a thief wants to come and steal your car. A thief wants to come and see if there's a door unlocked at your house. A basement door, a walkout basement door, a window. A thief is checking. Have you ever been robbed before? Maybe you've been blessed and not been robbed. There's nothing more uh, discouraging and when you feel like somebody has stolen something to you and robbed you. I live right outside Philadelphia, and my cars in my driveway, which I keep locked, have been robbed twice. Steal my wallet. You say, why'd your car? I went out to start my car up in the morning. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was taking somebody to the airport, and it was a real cold day out. So I was like, I'm going to go out to the car, warm it up. No, I didn't have one of those automatic startups from inside the house. I had to go out to the car. So I didn't want to lock the keys in the car. So I got to keep the window down a little bit and keep it unlocked and warm it up, get the engine going, get the heater going. So I go out there, I warm it up, get out. I walk into my house. I leave the front door open. You can see the lights are on in the truck and the lights are on the front headlights. And I get my cup of coffee and I go back outside. As soon as I go back outside, boom, my wallet's gone. Robbed. Stolen. That fast. 2 minutes. I turn around. I went back out. Less than 5 minutes later, gone. Thief came in. He saw me starting that car. He's watching me. He's in the bushes next to my house. I pop out of the car. As soon as I got out, man, he's in that car within 15 seconds after I leave. And he got my wallet. He took my license. He took my gun permit. He took my credit cards. He took my cash. And he took the whole wallet. There wasn't anything left. See, that's how a thief operates. Quick. Sleuth. Quiet. Hiding in the bushes. And you see, the Bible tells us that Satan is a thief and he's hiding in the bushes. He's looking for an opportunity to steal your wife. And if you're not wise, if you're foolish, your wife can be stolen from you. Oh, yeah. And you see, that's what Satan wants to do. He wants to steal your wife. So I got that sign right up here behind me. Satan, steal your wife. Here's my picture of the Satan stealing your wife. They did some research on some of these companies, Barnum Group and other groups have done research on divorce and remarriage and all these things. And women commit adultery and leave the marriage more than men do. Why is that? Well, it's not because the women are interested in cheating and leaving. It's because their husbands have let them go. Their husbands have not loved them to a point where they feel safe and feel comfortable and feel emotionally secure. You don't have to have all the money in the world to make your wife feel secure, but you got to make her feel emotionally secure and strong. And that's the husband's responsibility. And if you don't love your wife with a deep sacrificial love, then the woman's going to fall out of love. And the woman's going to be like, well, all I have left is really divorce. And men cause women to be divorced because women aren't necessarily attracted to the most gorgeous person in the world. They're looking for someone that will give them comfort, love, security, confidence, and strength and kindness, not all the riches. I give my wife jewelry all the time. I love giving jewelry to my wife. I don't buy the most expensive one. Why? Because I don't have any money. But I'll try to get her a nice piece of jewelry, maybe some gold and a diamond or a jewel, for anniversary or maybe a special occasion. But my wife doesn't want that. I say, you want some jewelry? You want a bracelet? You want some? No. Mm-mm. That's not what she wants. I said, you don't want some nice jewelry? No. Why not? Well, really, all I want is my husband to love me. That's what she wants. And so you need to think about what your wife needs. So that's the first point, the covenant marriage relationship.